Hey everyone, this is Joey Jordison.
It's Henry Derrick.
We're from Scar The Maryr and you're watching Artisan News.
Crimson shards take their shape to infect each passageway, penetrate them into space. There is no survival with every word you say, the skill that you create, and every fall you fight, you only want a song being dry. With every breath I have, until there's nothing left, I'm gonna live until you suffocate and watch you die. Contents under pressure. Contents under pressure. Contents under pressure. What was the genesis?
Well, it kind of started looking back. I didn't know what it was going to turn into because I initially went into the studio just to get my ideas down on tape that I had floating around for a long time. And literally I went into the studio and demoed probably about 12 songs. And I just kind of sat on them for a little bit. And then I realized a little bit later, like through touring with Slipknot and stuff like that, and we wanted to take a little bit more time off. So, knowing me, I can't just sit around or just like stay put. So I started looking to put a band together. And I was looking for a vocalist. And that's how I came upon Henry. And I sent him like 6 songs. And he instantly sent them back. It was like a day or two. And sent back demoed versions of Dark Ages, Blood Host, Never Forgive, Never Forget, Soul Disintegration, Last Night on Earth, and blew me away. So that's when I knew that I wanted to do the record, full force, because I found a vocalist that totally fit the music that I wanted to portray.
And Henry, what was your reaction? When we came to contact you, and what were your first impressions when you received the material?
Well, upon first contact, I was, just very unsure, to be honest. Of course I was familiar with Joey, respect him as a musician, and I just didn't know, how it was going to work because our styles are very different. Our writing styles are, I wouldn't say they're drastically different, but, I tend to write, I'm a guitar player as well, but I tend to, my songwriting style is, I think, more kind of melodic chords, where Joey's riffs are really bottom heavy, obviously, really kind of locks in with the drums like no one else, so I was a little nervous about that, I was, but I wanted to accept the challenge. It was a huge challenge, and I was definitely prepared for it, and it just kind of took the natural approach and just did, what felt good, so.
And so how much back and forth was, because it seemed like, obviously from your previous answer, that you were very impressed with what he initially did. Mm-hmm. How much direction or how much production did you give, or was it just a totally organic?
It was totally organic because, I did all the majority of the songs that are on the record, not all of them, the majority, just me in the studio. So that's organic in itself. It was just me demoing a bunch of material, kind of creating songs that I wanted to hear that I haven't written yet. Basically, I really want to try something that I've never done before. Because I've been in a situation where I know my writing style, but I wanted to try and expand on something that I've never done before. That's how this whole thing started. And so I demoed everything, and literally, trying to find a vocalist. Once I gave it to Henry, that's when it took shape.
Yeah. And I know that Chris Brenna was in on this. How did you guys start the process of working together?
Well, we wanted keys and sampling and a different color on the record. We wanted to shape it a little bit more, want to have a little bit more color. And the album's colorful enough as it is, but we really wanted to, take the shape and even expand the light a little bit more. So I've known Chris for a long time, and the guy is amazing. So I literally sent him some songs, and he sent some stuff back, and I was like, perfect, so went to his studio, me and Henry, his home studio where he was doing all this stuff, and we're listening to it, and like honestly, there was really no constructive criticism at all. I'm like, the guy knew exactly what we were going for, and he nailed it, so it was great.
It seems like, there's a lot going on. So, I mean, replicating that, does that ever pose a problem, or is that do you have to do extra production to try to make sure that...
No, we got a great keyboard player with us, Joey Blush, so he's doing a great job.
And also wanted to, kind of backtrack a little bit and talk about where Murder Dolls fits in here. Does it even...
No, it doesn't.
Is that totally...
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, it doesn't fit in with this at all. I mean, the music's not even remotely close. No, it's not even the same genre whatsoever. I mean, like,
night and day,
yeah, it's not even. That shouldn't even be included in like this, this type of situation. But I understand the question. But this is the most gratifying thing I think I've done artistically, in a long, long time. I've really put my heart and soul into this, 100%. I really wanted to push myself, as far as a songwriter, and and find the right people. I got Jed Simon from Strapping Young Lad. I got Chris Norris from Darkest Hour. Chris Renna worked on the record. Got Kyle Conkeal from In This Moment, and I got one hell of a band, man. I could not be happier with these guys. And Henry, honestly, really took the music to pretty much. It really set the bar, it really fulfilled everything that I wanted to have the record sound like, and I couldn't be more happier with it.
And Henry, what would you feel is your proudest work on the record?
I'm proud of the record as a whole because there's honestly there's not a single song that I think is a B-side. I think every song has something special to offer, and I think the reason being is like Joey was saying earlier, we didn't set out to sound like this or that. It was just a huge pleasure to make because we did put a lot of heart into it, and each song is definitely something special, I feel. I have songs that it's weird because like over time, we did, after doing a lot of the demos, like some of my favorite songs early on became some of my least favorite, but there's definitely some surprises too. Quite a few of the songs that we didn't have fully developed. So like Anatomy of Your Knees, like that's a standout track, I think, and I think a lot of people are going to be surprised when they hear that one in particular. But even like a song like Effigy Unborn has a huge, just kind of like slimy feel, but there's something like very appealing about it. Like it almost has like this weird pop sensibility that I think a lot of people are going to be surprised with, but it's super heavy, so it's just weird.
It's almost like with Effigy Unborn, the chorus of the song almost becomes like the verse. It's like a completely different type of song in as far as the arrangement. It's not like verse chorus verse chorus. It's like literally like two choruses, like back to back with like, a pre-verse, and, the second verse comes after that, and into the bridge. It's like completely different. And the thing is, it wasn't written like that. It was just totally like a mistake. Like, like the demo version is exactly how the album version is. So it was like just putting riffs together, but when Henry put the vocals on it, it ended up being perfect. Even though the arrangement was initially like just an idea, but the way he put the vocals to it, like, totally made the song actually completely perfect. It's a totally unorthodox type song, so.
Yeah. And obviously that signals the growth of you and I guess your musical journey. Do you look back at like maybe early stuff, like even, like early Slipknot or even before then, stuff that you've written, do you actually see the development of yourself as a musician and a songwriter?
I'm just trying to always write the song that I haven't heard yet, the song that I want to feel, the song that I want to hear. So that's what, constantly continues to feed me and grow as a musician, is I always want to hear that next sound. I want to hear something that's going to fulfill me at the moment, because that's pretty much what life is just it's moments. It's just like you're here in the now. I'm like right now, this Scar The Maryr, this record is completely where I want to be right now. You know what I mean? It's kind of a weird way to describe it, but I mean that's what's fulfilling me. I got to be fulfilled musically at all times, and if I don't have that, I feel empty, and that's what nurtures me, and that's what keeps me sane.
Yeah, and obviously, you guys are just emerging onto the scene. For those people who haven't either heard the music or seen the video or what have you, I mean, is there a certain aesthetic that you want to put out there? I mean, you want to see where you see visually and artwork, and where you see this?
Honestly, when we write music, or when I do, or when Henry puts vocals to it, not to speak for him, but I mean, there's no direction that we're looking for. There's nothing that we're trying to fit into. Nothing. That's why if you really listen to the record, it doesn't fit it really into anything. It doesn't. There's no scene. There's no scene with it whatsoever. I mean, our influences range from every type of music possible, but it's basically a meeting of the minds. That's basically the best way I can describe it. Because when you meet someone, I really honestly I didn't know Henry before he demoed the songs, and when I get songs back, from someone interpreting my craft or my music, it inspires me to start it over or start again. You know what I mean? What I'm saying, I'm like, oh my God, listen how this guy's interpreting my music. Then it re-inspires me. Then you create better songs, and you start thinking of other things, to put down on the recording. That's why we ended up with Jed Simon, Chris Norris, Chris Verena, because it just becomes inspiring just to feed off each other. And that's what's the best thing about music, is just being inspired by other people that have the same vision and the same goal.
And I also wanted to, it seems like, members of Slipknot all have their own things. And I think that every time that everybody comes outside and they come back in, they do bring some of those influences.
Yeah, because we got to keep things fresh, man. There's no replicating or duplicating the first record. There's no duplicating Iowa. I mean, it's all about being honest to yourself and being, creating music, the way you are in that time in your life. Otherwise, it's dishonest. You can't just keep oh, this worked, and try and replicate it because it sounds totally fake. So we've never done that. We've never ever done that, and I will never do that ever in my life. I'm what I put out in my career has to be. I have to feel it 100%. I can't fake anything.
And with the mix that you have right now, was it an instant magic when the first time that you guys all got together to play, or were there things to be worked out as a band?
I think it was magical. I mean, most certainly for me, just not only just kind of going through the whole writing process. I dug pretty deep on all of these songs. This is the most accomplished thing I've ever done, so it was a huge thing for me. But also collaborating with Joey, and us as a team is just it came together fairly quickly. For me, I was just so inspired. Just really focused, so.
So last question, what's coming up for Scar The Maryr, and how does that, because I know Slipknot is aimed for 2014, so are you in the process of balancing that?
Yeah, it's of course a balance. The thing is, this is an important project. I would not be doing this if I wasn't 110% behind it, because this is something that's dear to my soul and in my heart, and that's why I'm out here doing this. And I got some of the best musicians that music can offer, and I could not be happier with the record and the tour and what we're doing right now. So, and to all Slipknot fans, of course, we will be back as soon as possible.